it's time to change the oil in the Landcruiser, so yeah, let me walk you through what I do. A few of the simple things you're going to need. First thing you're going to need is a service kit for your cruiser. I like to use the Dyson kits, nice and cheap, good, decent quality. Been using the Castrol magnetic diesel now for, ever since I've owned this thing. Yeah, we run it in our Hilux as well. Makes it easy for me to buy the one brand of oil I can use in both cars pretty well. And I want something to get your oil filter off, so nice oil filter wrench. When you're using a Toyota, only use your genuine coolant. You mix the two different types of coolant, goes all gluggy in your radiator and you will have issues. That grease gun, grease all them nipples. Just gonna need a socket for my sun plug. Mighty grips, rip the bottom of my fuel filter out, change it over. And yeah, and obviously you're gonna want to keep them hands clean, and clean them up when you're finished. Come have a look at the big girl. Alright, basically I want to get in there, get that oil filter out, get underneath, drop the bung off, fill it back up, and away she goes. Change that air cleaner, see what we can do. 14mm socket. We're going to catch this oil. Well, I give that oil some time to drain out. I'll come up the top here and I'll take my oil filter off. Just get in there. Nice little turn. I don't put them on too tight. I try to get it just tight enough so it don't leak. Nice and easy to remove normally. Put a bit of oil down. Should be air cleaner. Some fuel filter and oil. Now guys, I like to fill my oil filters first with a bit of oil. Not everyone does it. They say that the oil has microns of dirt in it, that basically you're putting straight into your motor. I just don't like the idea of starting my motor dry with nothing in there. Something I've always done since I was a kid, so it's just what I do. You don't have to do it. I just think it's better to start my motor with a bit of oil up there already. These oil filters, they do soak up a bit of oil, so I just, yeah, peace of mind for me. It hasn't failed me yet. Just make sure you're starting your car with that oil pressure. It's going to build it up a lot faster and get going, but it's not something you have to do. Some people would recommend against it, so it's just what I was taught when I was a kid. Now it's all soaking into the gauze in there. I don't know if you can see. You wind him around a few times. It is good to get oil on this oil seal around the outside too. It does all help it seal. So it is a good thing, just spin it around there. I use my finger and wipe it around, make sure it is everywhere. But I'm just rolling it around, letting that oil will go into the gauze in the oil filter, soaking it all up. You do tip it upside down, so it is messy. You're going to spill oil, so that's another reason why people don't do it. Get the big girl in. Back it in. So you can see by having oil in there, it is messy. It is dripping down. Oil did drip out, but when you take this off, so I feel you got to clean up anyway. I like to just get it firm, turn it a little bit more, just hand tight. Keep an eye on it, check it, make sure it's not leaking. You can always tighten it up a little bit more. Tighten it up too much, it's stuffed. So that's what I run with. Don't know if you can see that, guys. Oil's down, just a trickle coming out there now. Give that a little bit longer. And I'll put the bung back in. I'll let that keep going, keep doing its thing. And I'll put the air cleaner in while I'm waiting. Air filter. Top. Put that under here. She comes. All the air hose off. So all air hose is off. whistle. There's not much difference between that and a brand newie. For the couple of dollars they are, I just change them out every 10th hour. But yeah, definitely could run that for heaps more. There's nothing wrong with it at all. You'll see the brand new one won't look much different. And my brand new one, you know, there's bugger all dirt in this girl. So I'll change him out anyway. I've got the parts. It's a couple of parts. Better than being broken down somewhere. And I like to push him up on to make sure it is seated in the right spot. Feel that rubber seal. Put him down. On. Our hose is on. All looking sweet. Next thing, fuel filter. Okay, get a fuel filter. Unplug my wires on it for your water trap. Out she comes. I'm dripping all over my car. Alright guys, again this is just something that I do. Get my new filter, open him up on the bottom. Got a piece of sticky tape on him, just holding that little seal in place. Rip that off, so he's out. Make sure he's all sitting in place. Again, all these seals, if they're lubricated, are going to last better, screw together better, stop you from damaging it. So, again, you know, people are going to say it's dirty diesel and all that, don't do it, but if you don't have another drum of diesel, it's just a dribble on there. I figure the car's already been eating it anyway. Tip this diesel into your oil drum. Righto, flip him upside down. Screw your sensor off the bottom. Okay, so you want to make sure it's all nice and clean. Any dirt that's been sitting in the bottom of your filter will be on this. Righto, spray him, clean him up. Little thin screwdriver. Pop your oil seal off. Probably should clean him up after I pop the oil seal off. Spray. See, it's all nice and clean. Take me seal, whack him on, make sure it doesn't roll over. Paint on him there. Then screw him together. There we go. Nice. Now, it's got arrows on showing the way it tightens up. I do like a little squirt of diesel on that seal again. Him, all screwed in. Plug your diesel light back in. Your little plug. Plug him back together. Right, Bump him up full of diesel. Hear the diesel running through. Pump him till he gets hard. And you get in there. Just won't pump anymore. Should be him. Just let him settle for a bit and I'll come back and check him. Let's put some oil in her. Put the bung in first. Righto, get back in here. Bung in, make sure you get your seal on him, your little washer. Nice. Got him in. Now guys, don't over tighten it. Of course, you want to make sure it's tight, but you don't want to do it too tight. So I like to keep my hands up nice and close and just nip him. So like so, you don't want to be on the end of your spanner, you're giving it a big twerk. You will wreck it. Let's fill him up with oil. And make sure your funnel's nice and clean, you're not putting new dirt in there. Just roll him up, send him through the funnel. Now before you put your oil in, make sure your bung's in, make sure you got your oil filter on. It's happened to me before, just not thinking about what you're doing, but we know our bung's in, oil filter's on. Let's fill him up with oil. Pays to know how much oil your car takes so you can get close. I like to stop about a litre short to make sure I don't overfill it and then go slow from there. Check him out, see how it's going. Now that's sitting just on the halfway mark. Obviously you'll still be draining down a little bit once you start it up, but it will use some, but more than safe to start sitting on the half mark. Guys, overfilling your oil is just as bad as having not enough in there. It puts pressure on all the oil seals and builds up extra pressure in the engine. It's no good for it. So, you know, once you over add, you're okay. I like to run them on around about the 3/4 mark, 3/4 to full, but yeah, do not overfill your oil. Make sure you grab all your tools out of the engine bay before you go and turn the key and something goes through the fan. Never want that happening. Let's start him up, check him out. Big thing here, guys, I'm looking for is that I get oil pressure nice and quick. Oil light goes out, at least you know it's safe then. If that oil light's staying on, any weird noises, you're shutting it down straight away. Oil pressure gauge going up straight away. Revs. Don't like to go revving it hard or anything like that. Like, did just change your oil. No oil lights on the dash. Everything's looking sweet. Just flicking that all around the motor. Just turn her off and we'll check it all out again. Now it's only just above the add mark, like that oil filter would have soaked up some more oil. It's all splashing around, obviously still more needs to drain down, but I'll give her a bit more oil. It's sitting on around 3/4, so beautiful. Check our water, our brake fluid, clutch fluid, brake clutch fluid. Make sure everything's good and she'll be right to go. Give her a top up. I only run the genuine coolant. Don't want to mix the two types. It's full. Steering fluid full. Can see me brake and my clutch fluid all looks sweet. Cheers.